Good afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I'm your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your closing bell for Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. 9 days left of June. Next Friday, July 1st. Holy cow. Can't believe it. Time just flies by. Congrats to Scotty and the Lightning, who wake up last night, a little home cooking 6-2 win. The ECSI VIPs, I couldn't have mapped it out any better. Do I still think the Avs are going to win? I do. Is our exacta in five still available and alive? It is. With that, there was shops around that had the Lightning as high as plus 500 to win the series. I used Circa at plus 420, put $80 on it. So I have the Avs at plus 30, plus 330. I have the Lightning plus 330. I have the plus 375 in 5 games. I'm just going to enjoy and watch some hockey. Currently, Vegas opened up the Avs minus 110. Some money is trickling in on the Lightning as we speak. That's not till tomorrow. ECSI VIPs 1-1 yesterday in the diamond, on the diamond. We win 35 cents. Yankees had won 9 in a row coming off a loss. What do? We play the Rays and, of course, give up a solo homer in the first to Rizzo, give up another run, do tie it 2-2. But of course, the Yankees, it doesn't matter who, what, where, when. They're just rolling. That's all there is. 50-17. They go on to win 4-2. Rays had a couple guys on late, couldn't get them across. They are injured, banged up. Looks like they lost Margot for the season. Going to be a tough haul for Scott's team the rest of the way here, but they got pitching to keep them in. They just can't hit right now. But we did have the Brewers plus 135, minus a run and a half. They hold on and win 2-0. Hader comes in and gets the side in the ninth for the win there. So up 35 cents. Everyone's got the alert today. 2 full games and sprinkled a little team total over. Be interesting to see what Scott thinks where we are today in our games. So without further ado, let's bring him in. He's been on vacation. The palm tree state, that's what they call it, Florida. So let's bring him in, the one and only Mr. Scott E. Webb. Afternoon, Scott.
Hey, Jeff. How are you today, my friend?
We're doing all right. We had Julian Edlow on this morning. We were talking some NBA drafts coming up. Brought on Rob, Mr. B2B from Beating the Book. We sprinkled the whole infield. We talked some golf, some live golf, some travelers, talked some baseball, over in the Bills, 11.5 win total he likes. We both agree. I think it's the Bills to lose this year. I really think they win the AFC hands down. I think it goes through Buffalo this year. They're going to be a tough out for sure, especially what's happened the last 2 years. And we even talked about the opening game where you can currently get Buffalo +1 at the Rams. That will be, I think, the Sunday night game. Ring ceremony, banners, and very angry Buffalo team on the other side that will be awaiting them.
Yeah, football's coming, right? I mean, that's I'm excited for football. You can, when football comes, it's the cooler weather. You can start smelling the tailgates. You can start tasting the s'mores. You can, all the fun stuff that goes with it. And one of my favorite things about fall is apple cider, man. True apple cider. And, we don't get that much down here in Florida, so we got to import that crap from somewhere. But all that being said, I'm not ready for football yet. We're still playing baseball. And I don't have to deal with no stupid ass basketball.
Yes. And, good board today. The hot teams stay hot. I looked at your Fangraphs. We played a game today that I don't know. I mean, what are we? We're 65, 66, 67 games in. I know I haven't played on this team more than maybe twice or three times, and I've never played them as a favorite, and they were a favorite today. Check the Fangraphs numbers the last 10 days, offensively and pitching, and they've been pretty good. And overnight number had them minus a 140 today. So it's dropped down where it was quite feasible. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but we'll be watching them in Camden Yards today. How's that sound?
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, that's a team that when you start to look at who they're playing, you got so there's a couple of things, right? So the one thing I always caution everybody about is some of these things they don't know about. So everybody knows about the Yankees and the Red Sox. Everybody knows about the Dodgers and the Giants. But not many people know about the Mets and the Marlins, right? I mean, for some teams, it means a lot, right? Well, this series for the Nationals and the Orioles is a big deal. It's a big deal to those teams, and they don't like each other and all that stuff. So it's also like the Texas Rangers when they play Houston, right? I mean, yeah, these are weird things that you go and say, oh well, shit, Texas is terrible. Well, I get it, but you look it up, they play the Astros as good as better than any team, just because they're in Texas and they don't want they got that Texas thing. Well, these two teams are separated they're just down the freeway from each other. So, and I don't think the ownerships like each other. It's just a bad thing between these two cities. But anyway, Washington, Baltimore. I could never, ever, 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 ever. I shouldn't say ever. That's the wrong thing to say. There are right spots and right times for lots of things, and you would like to if you're going to play underdogs, you really want to play them in these types of the rivalry kind of games because they're up for them. But I can't support the Washington Nationals. I mean, this is a dead team. Now they played and cost me a run line game the other day, 2-1 or whatever it was. But I'll ride against them all the time. They're just not very good. So the better teams are showing themselves. Not Baltimore is not a great team, but they're that pesky good team. I like to bet them when they're the underdog, but I don't mind them here. I mean, my problem is I don't like Lyles, so I'm not going to play it. But I mean, I don't blame you for looking there at all. And if you were going to tell me Juan Soto was going to bat 213 or whatever he's batting, I told you you're full of shit. But at the same time, you got to think about who's batting around him. But then you say that, and the guy that bats behind him is batting 330. Bell. I mean, Bell's crushing the ball. So I don't know. It's just a weird scenario with that team. Something goofy going on there.
Well, I'm going to bring up the board. I'm going to give it to you. Turn it over. You know what? I'm going to do something different today. Let's do this. We'll give our buddies at DraftKings a little taste here. Where are they? Let's go over here. Go here. We'll see how it looks on the big board. Come on. See if it looks okay on the big board.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Or it doesn't look bad anyway.
This is at DraftKings. Even if your state does not have legalized wagering, you can. I assume most people have DraftKings accounts for their fantasy. You can go in there and just on the top hit Sportsbook. And I'm in the baseball MLB right now. They got game lines, innings, batter props, pitcher props. I was talking to Julian. I mean, they offer a bazillion things that most people don't. So I'm going to just turn it over to you and then let you take it away.
All right, so I'm going to get off with the game that starts at 6:40 today. So it's getting ready to start. This is a Dodgers in Cincinnati. Was it 901, 902? And it's Gonsolin against Tyler, whatever the hell his name is, Tyler Mahle. Molly, Maley, whatever he is, a volleyball player. No, I'm just kidding. And you know this about me. You've heard me say this probably for years now. I like to go against the guy that's pitched really good the last time he pitched. And you do that against Gonsolin, you're in trouble because Gonsolin's pitched good about every time he's ever pitched this year. Now, having said that, Molly, his last time that he pitched, he started against Arizona. He threw a complete game and nine innings. He gave up 3 hits, no runs, 12 strikeouts. That's a game score 99, my friend. That's about as good as you can do without giving up hits. So I am flat ass out against that. He's regression city. The time before that was a 62, and his season numbers are 53. So he's just a little bit above average, and that 99 just really jumps that number way up. So I like the idea that he's over his skis after that game. I do suspect that he'll probably pitch, the first couple innings might go halfway decent. But one of the interesting things, and I got to pull it up on this other site here. When I look at what he's done, innings, not innings, but pitch count. He had 119 the last time out. 105, 104, 104, 103, 105, 102. This guy's arm's going to fall off. And he's pitching against Gonsolin, and Gonsolin's got a game score 68 or higher. What is it? It's higher than that. I mean, it's not higher than that. I mean, that's a huge number. Gonsolin's game score for the season is a 62. So 62 is ace-like. He is throwing 6 innings, and then the Dodgers bullpen comes in, and he's giving up 1 or 2 runs or whatever it is, and that's it. That's what you get. And his pitch counts are so much more reasonable. 86, 84, 89, 92, 90, 92, 84. He doesn't have, his arm's not falling off. So I don't think that there's going to be stress on him. Cincinnati's offense right now is 24th in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers started to turn their hitting around. They're up to 12th now. So that's double where Cincinnati is. So you got an offensive edge, you got a starting pitcher edge, and you got a bullpen edge. So give me the Dodgers. Give me them minus the 1.5, minus 115 today. I looked at them at the first 5 innings too, but I'm not taking them in the first 5 innings because it's minus 115 too. So I thought, okay, well, if it's minus 115 and the Dodgers got a better bullpen, well, give me the Dodgers minus the 1.5. I'm not going to worry about the bullpen. I'll let Cincinnati's bullpen implode and they can score off of that too. I get it. Betts isn't playing tonight. But at the same time, the Dodgers offense is not all Mookie Betts. They got other guys playing, other guys hitting. But so I like it in a sense that we're not having to pay too much to get a pretty good team against a team that just lost 4 straight games. Milwaukee beat them. So they've seen good pitching. They're still seeing good pitching, and they're not hitting it. So that was number 1 for me on that game. I'll just tell you what I'm playing, then we can go over the board. I'm going to go to Atlanta today, and I'm going to do the other thing I like to do. I'm going to play Strider today, and I'm going to play Strider in the first 5 innings because I'm betting that Strider's going to pitch well again in the first 5 innings. We did this before, and he did pretty well. And what I'm betting against is 2 things. One, DeSclafani is coming off of the disabled list today. I shouldn't say that. He's coming off the injured list. I think that's how they want you to say it these days, the IL instead of the DL. And his last start was in April 21st. And he wasn't doing very well in his 3 starts that he had made. 41, 50, 32. That was his game score. So he's well below average. So obviously something was wrong. So he's been out for quite some time. So I'm going to suggest that he also has a game score against the Atlanta Braves of 47.5. That's not very good either. And that's over 4 starts in his last 5 years. 3 years. I don't go back past 2019. So he hasn't done well in those starts. He's given up 3 runs, 2 runs in those games. So I'm expecting him to give up at least 3 runs today if he goes 5 innings. If he makes it that long, he might only go 3, and he still might give up 3 runs. So Strider, on the other hand, hasn't given up 3 runs except for the very first time he pitched. So as a starter, so I think that you got a pretty good advantage here with the Braves. Plus, when you start to look at then the offense, the Braves are number 5. And you drop down to number 14 for the Giants. And at 14, there's still 14 is minus 0.4 offensive WAR. So that puts them in still a negative role, a little bit below average, but it's really average. But the Braves are 7.8 ahead. So I like the better offense with that. I like the better pitcher again. And then when I looked at the bullpen, San Francisco's bullpen isn't doing that well right now either. So you got 3-sided advantage again. So I'm taking Atlanta first 5 minus the 115. And then I talked myself out of a dog play. So I'm not playing this one, but it was a good lean. This was Philadelphia today in Texas. I like Gibson here because Perez off a pretty good start. And I think Perez is about to hit that wall. Of course, here I am trying to predict when somebody's going to do something instead of go by the facts, right? So I stayed off of the game. But I just felt like I just feel in my heart that it's one of those senses you get, right? Because you've done this for years. This is a Philly game all over it, and I'm just going to stay away. But I do like 2 other games. I'm playing at 8-10, 909, 910. I'm going to pick on Milwaukee tonight. I'm going to pick on Chichi Rodriguez Gonzalez, whatever the hell the guy's name is. You keep throwing that guy out there, I'm going to keep betting against you. He's playing against Flaherty today, and Flaherty's making his second start coming off the disabled list, and he didn't do good the first time. But when I looked at the numbers for Gonzalez against let me pull it up over here. When I look at the numbers against St. Louis, for Gonzalez, he has a xWOBA number of 463. That's almost 50%. That means the guys are going to get base hits. They're going to get on base. They're going to hit extra bases. They're going to do a lot of things. And when you look at Flaherty, it's a 3.5, which is just a hair above average against Milwaukee. And St. Louis is still hitting. And when I looked at it comparative, you got Goldschmidt, Bader, Carlson, O'Neill, Donovan, Edmund, all at over 1 WAR for the week, and Arenado's pretty close. And you only have Pujols, which they don't count on him anyway. He's the negative guy. Everybody else is hitting. So give me St. Louis to go against the weak pitcher, and I will take them. They are minus 120, and I think that I don't remember who was originally set up to be the pitcher for Milwaukee because it opened at minus 125 for Milwaukee, and now I guess they put Gonzalez in there and it flipped, which I agree with. And then the last one, and this was what I was kind of working on as we got started here. I like San Diego tonight against Arizona. I know Gallen's pitching for Arizona, and most people like to go with Gallen. But I like Manaea today. When I looked at the offensive numbers are pretty bad for Arizona right now. They're 25th in baseball, and San Diego's number 1. So if I can bet on the number 1 offense and I only got to pay 130, 135, something like that, I'm good with it. When I looked at the numbers in terms of Arizona tonight too, they are let me get back to it. Where are they? There they are. Arizona's 10-10 against left-handed pitchers. So it's hit or miss with them against a left-handed pitcher. And when Zach Gallen has pitched against the Padres, his last 1, 2, 3 starts, game score 50, game score 37, game score 44. They have just destroyed him. So he gave up 3 runs, 4 runs, and 2 runs, and that's just in was that 11, 15 innings. He's given up 9 runs. So I like the idea that San Diego is going to keep hitting, and that's Cronenworth. Cronenworth is gone nuts right now for them. So I like the idea that San Diego is going to keep that going, and I like the idea too that Arizona is going to keep continuing not to hit. Because when I look at their numbers, Cronenworth, Voit, and of course Machado is not going to play. Alfaro, Kim, Mazzara, Grisham, all hitting, and Austin Nola's just barely not there. And then when you flip it over to Arizona's side, you have nobody, 0 over one more. Nobody's hitting for that team. So give me San Diego, give me them minus the 134, and those are my 4 plays.
Kind of scary because we actually see on the board the same way that you talked about. I stayed away from the Dodgers. I did lean the run line there. Nothing on Colorado, Miami. Rob this afternoon kind of leaned Miami there. Did very well in Colorado. They're coming back home. Not a big Castano fan, but
me neither. I don't like that guy at all.
No, but Feltner doesn't worry me at all either. So Cubs, Pirates passing. Pirates are hitting the ball pretty well the last couple of days.
Well, they are energized. I don't know if you saw the clips on Cruz yet, but they got a shortstop who's the number 1 prospect. Now you got to remember, I'm really high on Contreras, who's pitching today. I'm like way high on him. He's the number 2 prospect for the Pirates, and he's really good. The number 1 prospect got called up yesterday, and he made his first start yesterday. He plays shortstop. He's 6'7", Jeff. I don't know if you've seen him yet, but he's 6'7" at shortstop. The first game he played yesterday, he threw the fastest ball from an infielder to first base. It was 97 miles an hour from shortstop to first base. He had 4 RBIs and 2 hits yesterday. Kid's pretty good. So my fear is they scored 12 runs yesterday, and they got that good impact from him being called up. I think they're still going to run it that way. They should still be energized. I don't mind it. I just think that's too much money. That's too much money to be betting on Pittsburgh as a favorite.
Yeah, and I talked about Baltimore. Not a big Lyles fan, but in the same token, the Nats, Fetty, I respect the opening number. It dropped down to 122. Again, you feel dirty taking the Orioles as a favorite, but I like the spot there. I tell you, the Tigers pitcher, Bo Breesky, he's been pitching well of late.
Yes.
And I talked to a few of our colleagues that like the under 9.5 today. We've been waiting for some Rich Hill regression. I think we've seen some spots of it, but Sox are raking. I think they find a way, but I would never play them minus 200, especially the way Breesky's been pitching. Listen, I tried to go against the Yankees yesterday. I'm done. It doesn't matter. You could bring back Cy Young, Pedro. They'll find a way to beat you. So I stayed away from that. San Fran, Atlanta, we went the other way with you. We went full game minus the 1.5. I like the edge at the starting spot. I like the Braves bullpen versus the Giants. Giants offensively struggling as well. I'll take the 24 outs. I don't do this often. They wanted to give me plus 115, 110 on the money line. Run line, take a swing there. Guardians, Twins, Ryan's back. I was a big Ryan fan before he got hurt. He came back. He's doing okay. I just don't like the price. The Guardians are quietly, 34-28. They're only 4 games behind Minnesota. I don't think it was worth the price tag on the Twinkies today. I knew you'd have some interest. Gibson, we went against him last time or the time before, and he got us. Perez, we're waiting for that regression. Haven't seen it. Just backed away. Under over of 8. I think it's gonna be close. Gibson's been, when he's pitching, he's keeping the Phillies in, and but we stayed away there. Kind of surprised here at, Toronto being minus 130. Gosman has not been Gosman. You talked about it as last time he started. Start of the year versus now, he's chinks in the armor. Cease since back hasn't put it all together, but you're getting a nice price on the White Sox plus 110 at home.
I almost went there. Now,
Yeah.
now here's what you got to know about Cease. When I looked up Cease, and you know how I kind of do these things. I don't do right-handed, left-handed stuff like that, but I do daytime, nighttime, right? So when I looked at Cease, I'm trying to pull him up right here. Splits. There we go. And then I got to go down here. His SOPS plus number is not good at night. So here's the difference. And I just want this is what I talk about. So he's pitched 4 games at night. And in those 4 games, they've got 76 at-bats, 24 hits. Batting average is 316. His SOPS plus number is 159. So that means he's 59% worse than an average pitcher at night. During the daytime, he's thrown 9 games. He's got 183 at-bats and 34 hits. Batting average is 186. So tell me this guy don't like to pitch during the daytime. He's got a 59 SOPS plus number. So that means he is 41% better than the average pitcher in the daytime. So that turned me off right away. I'm like, he don't like to pitch at night. And it's not. So let me explain that for a minute, because it's not that he doesn't like to pitch at night. It's that when he pitches at night, due to the way the ball is released out of his hand, the spin, and the different things, and the way the light is on the ball, the batters can see it, they can identify it, and they can hit it. And during the daytime, based on the backdrop or whatever it is, it makes it so that they can't see it. And each pitcher kind of has that, where they're either better during the day or they're better during the night, and it's because of how they release the ball and the spin and what the batter can see.
The next game, I know you went against Chi. Flaherty's second time out. We did not pitch well in the first. We had the Brewers last night. We got a little creative for a half unit, over 4.5 on the Cardinals team total today. So we're hoping we get it early and often and just get out of Dodge on that one. I like the spot there. Even though the over-under is only 9, maybe they're hinting that Flaherty does have a nice bounce back in his second game back. I like the fact that the Cards were shut out yesterday too. So I think they have a nice bounce back there. I know your thoughts on Urquidy. It's a nice price tag on the Mets. I'm not good at totals, but I think this one could get into double digits, even though it's juiced under minus 115. I'm not a Williams guy. I'm not an Urquidy guy. I do favor Houston, but I think if they're going to win today, they're going to have to probably get 5 or 6 to win it. So I stayed away from there. I don't know what to say about this Angels team. I mean, listen, Madden left. They just don't have any front-end pitching. Syndergaard got left in too long yesterday. I know they were leading 2-0 most of the way, and they lose 6-2. They need a overhaul and a half. Detmers has been one of their better pitchers. Obviously, I'm not going to play a 165. I guess I would try to get in first 5 minus the hook. I don't trust their back end, obviously. So if you're looking to get in there, that would be the way to go in, I think, that way. I'm a Gallon guy, and Manaea I like staying away. It was funny. The sharp money came in yesterday on Arizona, and today they didn't come back. I don't know if under over 6.5, Scott juiced over minus 125. I guess they're telling us 4-3 here, maybe 4-2. I just, no Manny. I stayed away there. And this last one, I almost dabbled. My thoughts on Caprillion. I know your thoughts. He just awful. Oakland can't hit either. Imagine Seattle being a favorite on the road. I looked about going into the first 5, maybe minus the hook, plus 110. I stayed away. I left that one on the desk, but I do think Seattle gets it done here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you start to look at what Oakland's done, I'm pretty certain. Let me go back here and look. I'm pretty sure that they haven't won 10 games at home yet, have they?
I think
They're 8-25 at home. They played 33 games, only won 8 times. So you should bet against them every time they play at home, and you're going to make money. So, and especially when it's what is the number 126? I mean, you're going to make money if you bet against them. The problem that I have is and I shouldn't even say it's a problem really. But Seattle's 3-7 in their last 10 games. They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They lost 5 out of 6. So they got a guy that I don't like, Marco Gonzalez. I don't like to bet on Marco Gonzalez. I like to bet against Marco Gonzalez. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go out there and Marco's not going to have a good game, but he pitched a good game the last time he went out there. So I look at it like, oh, well, whatever. I'm just going to leave it alone. Because Caprillian's not going to get anybody out. I mean, he just doesn't get nobody out. I mean, he's got to be, I don't know. He's, what is he, 0-13 to this year or something? I'm kidding. He's not 0-13.
Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts basically are that, we talked about this before. Ride the streaks, ride the streaks, ride the streaks. Ride the hot teams, but know who the hot teams are and where their hot teams are at, right? So you can sit there and say, like the Guardians, right? Okay, they're pretty hot, they're pretty good. Well, that comes and goes real fast in Major League Baseball. So when you're breaking down an offense, you got to look at it in the last 7 days, not 14, and certainly not 30, because those opportunities and windows open and close so fast when you're trying to bet on an offense. And then when you're looking at bullpens and stuff like that, they're pretty consistent, but you want it to be current. So I use 14 days for that number. And I think that when you're starting to look at it from a perspective of what have you done for me lately, you're going to find some windows of opportunities here that are pretty simple. And you just got to find a way to get in. And, I think my highest number today was minus 134, and that's playing San Diego tonight. And I'm doing that because, Arizona can't hit right now. So I like it. So I don't feel any kind of disservice there. So I think that you just got to have a couple things fall your way, keep the offenses doing what they're supposed to, but they end just like anything else. You're riding streaks. So as long as you're riding the same teams, because if you bounce around, you're not riding the streak. You only hit it once. You got to hit it 2, 3, 4 times, and you're riding the streak because you're going to get paid off once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, whatever it is, and then you get it to a point where you don't get paid off. And you got to expect that. You got to expect that loss, but you want to get that win the 2, 3, 4 other times.
For me, the ECSI VIPs, I'm going to go back and again, hats off to someone that's been with us now for 3 months. I think he's come a long, long, long way, Mr. DMAC. He was talking about futures. He watches us. He watches Matt and Dave and their show. And he was talking about betting on the series, the playoffs, and being able to pick your spots. We had twice in the Celtics where they were minus 200 against the Bucks. They lose game 1. We get the Celtics at plus money in the series. They were minus 200, minus 170 on the road at Miami. Lose game 1. We get them plus money. We waited till the Golden State was down 2-1. We got Golden State plus 155 in cash there. We had the Avs Western Conference champs at plus 130. We have them plus 330 to win the Stanley Cup. So where I wanted to go with this is they were dominant. Well, they won game 1 in OT. They were dominant in game 2. It's hard before yesterday's game to say, well, I think the Avs are going to win. I do too. Okay. But when they're giving you a bingo square and you got a chance to have 330 to the left and 330 to the right, you have to take it. And I say I got to practice what I preach for a reason. It wasn't that hard for me to go put $80 to make 330 on the Lightning. And I already had the plus 330 on the Avs. And we already have the Avs winning in 5 plus 375. Well, obviously, if the Avs win tomorrow, I think we got a good shot in 5 games. If they don't, now we're 2-2. That exact is gone, and we don't have to sweat the next 2-3 games. So practice what you preach. And if you're not doing this, you're afraid to get the free money. Greed is a bad, bad thing, guys. And when you got a chance to hedge, make plus money, that's how the bankroll builds. That's how you grind this thing out. If you're here to hit and run, you're in the wrong spot. You can go watch Trent and the surgical streams. You can go follow a lot of other people that are trying to hit those 5-10 legged parlays and to hit one of them. God bless you, because you're going to lose 99 and maybe hit the 100. And if your bankroll can handle that, God bless you. But when you got a chance at a free bingo square, you got to take it. So that's my sermon for the night. So, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're not following us, please do over on YouTube and Twitch. It's East Coast Sports Investors. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Tell a friend. Tell anyone that wants to listen. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Andrew McGinnis from Wager Talk will be here. And then on Thursday, right now, myself and Scott will be here in the morning for the breakfast bankroll, and then back at night. I'm not sure about a closing bell tomorrow night, guys. If there is one, I will be doing it solo. And then Friday, Dan Alexander from Wager Talk at 2:30, talking the Premier Lacrosse League. So we will close. If you are wagering or investing tonight, please do it responsibly. If you do have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one and only Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB, we wish everyone a blessed night. Cash a few tickets, have some fun, and we'll see you tomorrow.